First, I don't know if you guys seen it, but yesterday Eddie Nketiah was linked away, and it wasn't bad news. It was really good news. Eddie Nketiah to Brighton, it seems like it actually is heating up. It could be a possibility that we could sell Eddie Nketiah for a possible 15 to 20 million this summer to Brighton. Now I know people are gonna say if I believe this that I can already hear you laughing, Anthony. Are you laughing because of that?
No, bro, I'm not laughing at you, bro. I'm not laughing at you.
Now, we discussed this yesterday. Me and Egal, we discussed this yesterday. I said, Egal, bro, listen, it's coming from the Sun, innit? I was like, listen, they are not the most reliable source, but listen, if he goes, listen, I'll drive him there personally. There's nothing. I've got nothing personal against him, but I don't think the weight of the badge is too much for him. Just put it that way. That's how I feel anyway. That he's had his chance last season when he benched when Lacazette was benched and he wasn't performing. He had a good time at Leeds when he was doing his thing there, but to be quite honest, Balogun's even better than him. So I'd rather Balogun stay, prove himself, and Eddie, I would say, thanks for your service, but your time's gone, mate. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The sooner we can get him out, the better. Put that money in the midfield and take it from there.
Okay, just before anybody else goes, Eddie Nketiah to Brighton. This is my take. Brighton, this is my pitch to Brighton. Brighton, if what's his name? Brewster cost 24 million and he hasn't done anything remotely close to what Eddie Nketiah has done in his career, that besides win the Champions League as a bench player, I would say to you, Eddie Nketiah is worth at least 35 to 30 million. But for you, I'll give you 50% off. 15 million for Eddie Nketiah. I'll be happy if the club sold him for 15 million. And if Brighton would be interested in the player for 15 million, possibly with add-ons or stipulations or sell-on clauses, then we should be taking that and biting their hand off. They see him as a possible young, up-and-coming replacement or upgrade to a Danny Welbeck, who they got for free. So that's what they're looking at him for. They're not looking at him to lead the line. They're looking at him as a possible upgrade or a replacement on Danny Welbeck when he does end up moving on eventually. Now, this is from the Sun, but even though the Sun is one of the more unreliable newspapers in the UK, Marca is one of the more unreliable newspapers in Spain, and they got the Barcelona Messi news perfect. They also, Sun might not be the most reliable newspaper, but they also got the Ben White story spot on the whole entire time. Even though people were saying it's bullshit from the beginning, they were right the whole entire time. The Aaron Ramsdale story, they're the first person to break it. So as much as we want to criticize them, they have gotten stories right, and they're becoming more credible this window because Arsenal are doing a lot of business, and the business that we've been trying to do, the Sun have been one of the first people reporting on a lot of these stories. Since they're based in the UK, I have some sort of belief that they might be right. I'm not saying we should go buy them. I'm just saying some of the things they say might not be always wrong. Now, saying all that, I'm going to throw it to you, Muhdin. You're selling, of course. Everybody here is selling. No one's saying no, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, like 15 million, is the right price, but 20 million, if we get 20 million, I'll be very happy for him. Yeah.
There you go. Aslan, why were you laughing? You said you don't believe it either?
Yeah, because, I mean, the way you worded it, bro, like, it just made me laugh. So, like, I wasn't laughing at you. It was just, the business that we're supposedly doing, it's not enough for me, or it's not the type of moves that I want to hear. I want to hear Arsenal, they've made a bid and it's rejected, and then they've gone in for another bid, it's rejected, and then gone for a third and final bid, and then the deal is done. It's complete. Yeah. None of this dillying, dallying. Look, was he injured in training the other day? Like, has he got like a broken foot or bruised foot?
Yo, Sabitzer to Bayern is done?
Oh wow.
What? No, come on. I obviously, guys, don't take everything people say in the comments as fact.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because a lot of the big clubs this summer are getting a lot of free transfers done.
Yeah, but don't forget, you have to wonder as well. Don't forget, Sabitzer's manager before is Bayern's new manager, so obviously he can take care in it.
That's a main factor for sure.
Yeah, we knew that this was going to happen anyway. You know what I'm saying? That he was going to go regardless of the fact. And if we put in a bid for him, then maybe, but we're just Interest FC. We shouldn't even call it Arsenal FC anymore. We should be just Interest FC because that's what we do.
There's a lot of interests and stories today. So the next story, I'm not even going to ask everyone to speak on it. I'm just going to quickly move it through because it's going to get Aslan's blood boiling, and especially Gunnar Express. But Miss Faith says, Egal, I'm not happy today. Must admit, you need your owners out of this club. He's a poison. 100% agree. 100% agree, Miss Faith. Haven't seen you around in the comment section in a while. How you been? Big up to Beast in the World. He's saying our owners don't know how big we are and plug. They don't know football like that. To a certain degree, I agree. I definitely do agree because these are the same guys who bought a football club and thought it was a hockey team. So what are you gonna say? Let me go to the next story, guys. This is an Arsenal update, but it does not involve Arsenal.
Logging up, Eagle. Peace.
Wait. It does not involve us, Aslan. It does not involve Arsenal buying Tammy Abraham. It involves Fabrizio Romano updating us on Atlanta's preparing a bid for Tammy Abraham, which would mean now Arsenal would not be able to buy Tammy Abraham. I'm happy for that because we don't want him. But the thing is, the possibility of him still staying in England is highly likely because he wants to stay in England. So that is what that update is for that. The next update is with James Maddison. After this, let me just go to James Maddison quickly. Yeah, here we go. So have you guys seen James Maddison recently won the Community Shield with Leicester yesterday? They won the Community Shield. He was quite happy. They didn't ask him about anything in regards to the story, but the Sunday people said they have no idea why James Maddison is interested in leaving Arsenal this summer. They're questioning his ambition. And that's somebody that has no links to the club or him at all. It's just a newspaper article. Do you guys know who Stan Collymore is?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard.
That's Stan Collymore's reaction to the news about James Maddison leaving Arsenal. He thinks it's utter downgrade, and he questions it, just like some other people have in the past. Now,
yeah, Roy Keane did that as well. Actually, yesterday when he was speaking to Ian Wright, he was saying it's a downgrade in regards to what's happening, and I think everyone can see what's going on in regards to Arsenal. Like, we're a shadow of our former selves, and even though Roy Keane, he wants to be the bad guy there with Ian Wright and all that, he does make some sense to the degree that we at the present moment, we're a mess. And we can't hide the fact that our club is an absolute mess. And for him to, from challenging top four to get into Arsenal, who were nearly at the stage at one point last season near enough in a relegation fight, you can see where he's kind of coming from. Even though, like I said, I would love to take Maddison, but I still believe that the transfer window has been a failure, even if we did get Maddison, because we haven't addressed all the issues that we need to. It's that simple.
Okay. The next story, guys. Once again, it's one of those stories that we don't believe. It's from the Sun, not the most reliable newspaper, but of course, some of the times they do get stuff right. This story makes no sense. Why would we even link to him? Why we want him? We haven't even sold any of our right backs yet, but they're linking us yesterday to Kieran Trippier. What the story with the Kieran Trippier situation is that they're saying Arsenal are in for Kieran Trippier. Arsenal have approached Atletico Madrid on a possible £34 million deal surrounding Hector Bellerin's replacement, which could be Kieran Trippier. Now, this is according to the Sun. In order for Hector Bellerin to leave first, then for us to even look at Kieran Trippier, and he would also have to accept coming to Arsenal, being former Tottenham, and the fans probably won't accept him being former Tottenham either. So just let's talk about this right here. If you guys can take it away, Melina. You can.
I don't see it happening. To me, it's just paper talk. I don't understand why he would want to come to us. I feel like he's going to Manchester United. That's that. I'm not going to entertain this. It's fake news for me. What do you guys think? Gunnar, PK, Anthony?
I mean, what I'll say is, I don't know why people are sticking their nose up at him in terms of saying that we wouldn't want him. He's much better than anything we have right now. And I mean, who would you rather have? Kieran Trippier or Mulder from Sassuolo? Because they're the only two players that are really linked to right now in that role. So I'm taking Kieran Trippier. I'd like someone much younger. But, I mean, if it's between Trippier, Chambers, Cedric or Bellerin, I'm picking Trippier. So, but I think it's all rumours, like you said, trying to link him to Man United and trying to push Man United to be quicker in their actions. But this former Spurs thing, I mean, look, he left Spurs and won a trophy with Atletico Madrid. So I don't think it matters. Like I wouldn't care. I'd actually laugh more that he's former Spurs. I mean, Sol Campbell's former Spurs. We don't have an issue with him. So I don't get this whole, because they're Spurs players, we don't want them. Like, if they're good enough, innit? Like, and if they're willing to come to Arsenal, it obviously proves that they don't care about Spurs. So, but I don't think it's not going to happen. That's what I'll say.
Any player, even if the player is 45 years old and he plays for right back, it's better than Bellerin for me. Like, Bellerin is finished. And
let me ask you guys this though. Is this
man.
fake? If you were to say this is fake news or real news,
fake news.
It's fake news. They came out today and said that Atletico Madrid are not selling him, so it's fake news. This was squashed about a couple of hours later after it came out. Don't get me wrong. No, it was squashed late. I read a couple of reports that came out on Twitter like it was squashed later on. But if it was true, I'll take him. You know, my preferred option would be Lamptey or Aarons, but the manager's too stupid not to go get them. I don't know why. They're still, we could have got one of them too, but he wants to stick with the guy who's in the fashion. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind Trippier because he's experienced. He can whip a ball in. He's still, even in the World Cup, he's still Euros. He's still doing bits. He's better than what we got at the present moment. But unfortunately, it's fake news, man.
There you go. All right. Let me just go up the PK.
Yeah, I don't know why people are hyping up this Kieran Trippier guy, man. He's washed. Like, the guy, if you don't remember him, I don't know if you check him out his last 2 seasons at Spurs, he was terrible. He was like Aurier's level. That's why the Spurs was actually happy that they got rid of him. Spurs fan was actually celebrating. The people that I know. And the guy, I don't rate him. He's just another William. That's what he is. Trippier would be another William. Like, he's 31 or 32 or something like that in his 30s. So he would just be another William on a big wages probably. So we shouldn't go for him. I'd rather just take the L and ride out with Maynard now for the right back position. And what's it called? Or Cedric or something. Rather have Cedric than this guy, fam. Rather put our focus on somewhere else, attacking midfielder. And a CM for me.
We're gonna get into that in a second, Muhtin.
Yeah.
But you wanted to speak?
For me, I say yes. For me, I say any right back, even if he's 90 years old, is better than Bellerin. For me, like, I don't care his age. He's a Premier League proven. And I know he's that years old. For me, I'll take Trippier. People saying that he's not young, but he's that years old, and he's not that much bigger, So for me, I'll take him as a right back. Yeah, any day.
There you go. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Smash that like button. We're almost at 100 likes. Just 25 more likes. You guys could do that in a few seconds if you really wanted to. But let's move on. Anyone who hasn't spoke on this? Has everyone spoke on Kieran Trippier? Aslan?
Yeah. Can I add something else?
For me, For me, with Trippier, bro, I mean, look, he's going to be 31 literally in a month or so. And the valuation that's been reported, for me, it's too high. I'd rather spend that sort of money on a younger player, not someone who's in his 30s, because our last few 30-plus-year-old signings have been failures. I'd rather go and get a up-and-coming player, or like who's basically a regular starter for their team, and that would make more sense for me rather than going. Like him playing for Tottenham has got nothing to do with it. It's just purely based on his age and our track record in recent history. So yeah, I don't want him, and I think it's fake. It's a fake link.
All right. Marco Asensio, Real Madrid left winger / right winger, whatever position you want him to play in that specific game. He is, according to the outlet El Gol Digital, has been identified by Arsenal as
Oh my
possible
God.
signing. The 25-year-old midfielder has been linked to a move
We're getting
away
relegated.
from Los Blancos, and Ancelotti would be open to selling him if the right offer came in. Now, this does not mean Arsenal actually made contact. Arsenal have spoken to the thing, this, that. I generally feel like this is one of those stories where player A is available. Arsenal are not doing well. Let's link player A to Arsenal because they need players. Even if the player doesn't fit, even if the player doesn't suit what they want, even if the player doesn't make sense to a certain degree, they just say, let's link Asensio to Arsenal. So what do you guys think about Marco Asensio linked to Arsenal, 25-year-old Real Madrid midfielder who was injured for a majority of the past campaign due to a preseason injury with Arsenal? What was it? At the beginning of the season, last season, got injured, and he's had a poor history of injuries since then.
Yeah, he's not a good player, man.
I'm just gonna ask
thumbs.
First of all, should we do thumbs up, thumbs down, or first, who's thumbs up on him?
What, on taking him?
Yeah.
Oh, down then. Definitely down.
Everyone's down. Okay,
Yep.
so everyone must also believe that it's fake news. Also, then.
No, I don't agree. I think it's real.
You think it's real, but you just don't want to explain.
No, bro. We've been linked to him in the past alongside Isco, under Arteta and Emery. So obviously we have shown some sort of interest if we've been linked to them under two different regimes of managers. He fits right up Arteta's alley in terms of his Spanish. His career's dying, so he's probably desperate. He's desperate to come to a team like Arsenal. You know, the prestige that we once had, and he'll probably be a bit of a yes man, which is exactly what Arteta would like. I also still don't think Arteta rates Pepe enough. I really don't, and I don't think he rates Martinelli to the heights that some of us do. So I think he'd love a winger like Marco Asensio, because he's going to try and paper the cracks that Willian made. So filling it with someone, like Asensio, in his eyes, probably would fix it, but it won't, because Asensio ain't that great. He used to be good. I'd have taken him 3 or 4 years ago. But like you said, he got injured, and since that point, it ain't good since then. So a bit like Isco, really. Isco used to be good until he got injured as well. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so anybody else have anything to say on Isco? Because for me, it's a thumbs down, solely because we have so many other problem areas that I don't want another failing player in a club being brought into our club. If we're going to get players from Real Madrid, I would rather get players from lesser clubs who have the scope to grow and the willingness and the want to improve themselves, to push for better teams. But if you can't make it at Real Madrid, doesn't mean you're not going to make it at Arsenal. Look at Barcelona. When we got Sanchez, he became a superstar at Arsenal. But my thing is, Marcos Asensio, I don't think he has the drive and the desire to become a better player. If he comes to Arsenal, he might just become content. Like we have a lot of content players already. And I just don't want players making that move. I question your ambition if you're making those type of moves. Martin Odegaard, same question. Danny Ceballos, same question. Why are we gonna go and get another Real Madrid player to fail at Arsenal? It makes no sense. Personally, we should not stick up our noses at any player, but we should be looking at players at lesser clubs that want to make a move up in their career, not players that are already at bigger clubs moving down. What do you guys think?
100%, I agree.
Well, then, by that, I agree with the logic, Egal, but by that logic, we shouldn't sign Maddison and Lautaro Martinez. Right?
Maddison is not at a better club than Arsenal.
He is,
Egal. And Lautaro Martinez, when it comes to situationally, Arsenal might be in a bad situation, might not be in Champions League next season, but the way Inter's moving, they look like they're in a situation where if they sell Martinez and Lukaku, they might not even reinvest that money into the squad.
Egal, can you explain to me why Leicester aren't a bigger club right now?
Leicester are not a bigger club historically. Leicester are not a bigger club financially. Leicester are not a bigger club commercially. Leicester are not a bigger club with fans. Leicester are not a bigger club with infrastructure in the club. Leicester are not a bigger club.
That's false. Their infrastructure is much better than Arsenal's right now. Their training ground is brand new.
Okay, so you're just gonna mention the training ground. You're not gonna mention the actual.
No.
You're not gonna mention the actual women's team. You're not going to mention the actual youth academy. You're not going to mention everything.
I know a lot about women.
You're just waiting for me to mention one thing.
No,
everything else that I mentioned was facts. You can't deny that.
No, that's fine. So let me mention what you've just mentioned. So the women's team, their women's team just got promoted and they're on the way.
We're not talking about Maddison right now, though, bro. I don't get why we're.
No, but I'm going to answer your questions because you're saying that I can't answer what you're saying, so I'm going to do that so that I prove that I can. Their stadium is getting a new renovation, so infrastructural wise, they're beginning to get bigger. Obviously, shows that the fan demand, as in terms of stadium.
I listed 7 things. Well. I listed 7 things.
You also got the academy.
1 second, Good Express.
Granted, it isn't great, but it's all right.
Good Express. I listed 7 things. You picked out 1.
Egal, history doesn't matter about what is going on right now. They just won an FA Cup. We finished 8th last season with no Europe. They bottled the Champions League twice.
History doesn't matter.
Not right. No, Egal. When I'm talking about
history, okay. So why is Liverpool the biggest club?
No,
why is Liverpool bigger than Arsenal?
Liverpool aren't Liverpool. Well, because they finish above us every single season. But that's not the argument. Liverpool
are not bigger than Arsenal. Are you silly?
When did I say that? I literally just said Liverpool are bigger than us. They finish above us every single season.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They don't finish above us every single season. That's
Egal.
They
finished above us in the last 4 seasons.
Okay, for about what?
Probably
5
more
seasons,
than that as well.
for about 5 to 6 seasons.
Yeah, but Egal, I'm not. Egal, this is the issue. You're talking about 5 years ago.
When you're talking about history, when you talk about history in football identifies who's a big club and who's not a big club. Let's be real.
Well, that's debatable. Okay, look at it like this. You're James Maddison. You can either go to Arsenal or you stay at Leicester. By your logic, he's picking Arsenal simply because we won a Premier League 14 years ago.
No,
whereas he could stay at Leicester, who've just won a trophy and a Community Shield, because I don't count that as a trophy. But he just won a trophy, and they're on the way up, bro.
What was the first thing that I
said? What was
the first thing that I said? Leicester can offer, Arsenal can offer over Leicester commercial value.
Yeah, but Leicester's commercial value is growing, bro. It's getting bigger as we speak. They're growing as a club.
My ass.
Egal,
no way can anyone here tell me that Leicester is a more attractive business proposition.
I didn't say that, but they're growing. You're acting like they have no.
I think what Gunnar means is they're improving their squad a lot quicker than us, and teams below us are starting to be a threat to us.
Okay,
you're acting like Leicester have no commercial value. Yes, they have a lower commercial value than Arsenal, but it's growing. Like they I don't know why this. Admitting that Leicester are moving like a bigger club than Arsenal are right now is not embarrassing, bro. It just proves our owners.
That's not what your argument was.
Yeah, that's not your argument, man.
The argument is right now they are a bigger club than Arsenal. They're finishing above us season after season. They've won a Premier League before we have. Right? I don't see this, bro. They're a bigger club right now than Arsenal.
Tottenham are bigger than Arsenal. So Atlanta are bigger than Arsenal. So a team that was formed literally 5-7 years ago in RB Leipzig are now a bigger club than Arsenal when they were just founded.
Well, I mean, Leipzig right now are moving like a bigger club than Arsenal.
So you're by your logic, a club that was founded after you were born is a bigger club than Arsenal. Are you silly?
Egal, you didn't listen. I said right now.
No, but this is what you do to me. This is what you're doing to me. This is what you're doing to me. You're drawing analogies. You're drawing analogies by your argument point.
This is the thing.
If you're going to draw analogies by your argument point, I'm going to do the same thing.
No. What you're doing is you didn't listen to what I said. You're acting like I am saying Leicester are a bigger club than Arsenal. What I said was Leicester are a bigger club than Arsenal right now. There's a major difference in saying right now.
No, they're a
Right
better
now,
team.
No,
There's
but
difference, bro.
they're
Say
still
better
not
team.
bigger.
right
Say
now,
better team,
Leicester,
man,
Bro,
not
are
bigger.
we?
right
Are,
No, I
now,
bro,
think he
Villa,
means better
right,
team in terms of
right,
squad
right,
depth.
right now,
is Chelsea
Leicester
bigger
are
than
moving bigger
is
than
Chelsea bigger
Arsenal.
than Barcelona?
What do you want? Go, what do you mean?
No, stop. Is Chelsea
Yeah.
bigger than Barcelona?
Right now, yes. Right now they are,
You're,
yes.
No,
you're
they're never
delusional.
bigger, man.
Right
Listen.
now.
Delusional.
Right now
Yeah.
they are.
You're delusional. You're
You
calling
can
me
be better.
delusional for not accepting it, but
Egal.
you're saying statements that are factually incorrect,
What,
and
like
you're
what?
trying to convince
What's
yourself.
factually incorrect?
There's no fact that Leicester is a bigger club than Arsenal in any way or form.
Well,
They
Egal,
can be a better
can I say
team.
this? Okay, can I say
What?
this? Egal, listen,
What?
listen.
Oh,
They can be a
Egal.
better team, but
Yo.
they can be a better team.
No,
Listen,
Egal, say what you want, bro.
there's
It's
a
okay,
better
bro. It's
team.
okay.
There's the difference between being a better team and being
And
a
acting
better club.
Egal. They're acting like a bigger club. Their projections, as in terms of how big they are going to be and how good they're going
Bro,
to
I
be.
can act like a millionaire. Am I a millionaire?
Arsenal.
Bro, I can act like a millionaire. Am I a millionaire? No, I'm probably going to be in debt.
Do you want to know what's cool though? Arsenal are acting like a small club, and we're
Bro,
being
it
a
doesn't
small
matter
club
if you
because
act like
we're
a rapper.
finishing
If you
eighth,
can't
bro.
spit bars, you can't do nothing.
Egal, we're acting like a small club, but we're finishing eighth. That's
Bro, it
small club
doesn't matter what
mentality,
you
you know?
act like.
So I don't
Egal,
know.
Egal, listen.
No, but
Doesn't matter what you act
Egal,
like.
exactly. You aren't
If you're
listening.
not what you are, you're never going to be there.
Arsenal are a small club right now, bro. Listen to what I've just said. We are acting like a small club in the market in terms of performances, and we are fucking eighth. So we are backing up what we're acting like, bro.
To add that, I want to say one thing. If we are a big club, why does it take so long to sign players? If we are a big club,
Giving your Deadwood new contracts.
Yeah, why, Egal, why is it so long?
I'm not saying Leicester are a bigger club. Of course, they're not even close to Arsenal in terms of how big the club is historically.
Bro, you literally
and
said,
like that, bro.
You
but
said from your own mouth,
right now,
they are
Leicester,
a bigger club right now.
Leicester are improving in industrially. We've upgrades to their training ground, to their stadium. They're spending heaps of money that Arsenal aren't spending. So financially, they might not be stronger, but financially they're proving that they are willing to spend more money than Arsenal are on players, on industry, on the women's team, on the academy, on training facilities, on stadium. They're showing and they're acting and they're proving that they are building to be a big club. They have seen Arsenal what they're doing.
Look at the squad.
Look at it like this. They've seen that Arsenal and Tottenham are falling off, right? I mean, Tottenham have never really been on top anyway, so to say they're falling off is a bit of an over-exaggeration, right? But they're falling out of the top six. Leicester are ready to pounce on that position. They're ready to take that. And that's the issue we have. And this is nothing to do with the manager or the players. This is Conky's fault.
Based on your logic,
it's all Conky's fault, bro.
Based on your logic, it doesn't matter what you do, your whole entire history as a club. If you win a title and or you win a league title in that year, you're the best team in that. You're the biggest team in that club in that league for that season because you've won the league.
Egal, do you see Nottingham Forest as a big club?
Bro, you are absolutely outrageous.
Egal, do you see Villa as a big club? Do you see Aston Villa as a big club?
And how everybody else here is just sitting there allowing
Egal, listen. Egal, listen. The way Leicester are moving, they are bigger than us. The way they are moving.
I'm sorry. Wait a second.
You can move.
Yo,
you can
guys,
move like.
man,
You can move like. You can move like a. You can move. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me come in, man. I think there's a big difference saying better, because let's say a team that just because Leicester last 2 years they finished on top of us or something like that. You can't, or 3 years, you can't just say they're a bigger club, because you can't say Chelsea won the Champions League, or they're a bigger club than Barcelona right now. They will never be, bro. It will take them a long time, to reach that level. So you got to get your trophy in there. You can say better at the moment, that you can say that teams are better, but you can't say bigger. The word bigger, you can't say a bigger club just because you had like 2 good seasons. You know, that's why I think. And you know what? Any day, even if I was an Arsenal fan, any player will pick like to leave Leicester to go to Arsenal. You know why? Because it gives them a bigger platform. Listen, people are gonna like Maddison will become worldwide. If he's playing for Arsenal, it becomes worldwide. People are gonna do anything. His brand grows.
There's a fine line between bigger and better, and the way I have to agree with Ghana Express, the way that how Leicester are moving at the present moment. You know, what Arsenal did years ago, Leicester did
he's saying there is no difference between bigger and better. I'm the one that's saying that there's a difference.
No, there is. I'm saying they're both.
There
right
is,
now.
but the
They
way
are
that
both
the way
right
that
now.
Leicester
They're
the way that
you're-
Leicester
the way
are
you're-
at the
bigger.
present moment.
One second. You're basically agreeing with me. You're not agreeing with him because he's saying that they're a better run club than us, but at the same
They
time
are
he's
better
saying
run
they're
club than
bigger.
us.
He's
They
saying
are
He's
they're
saying bigger, man. He's saying bigger, man.
He's saying they're bigger.
Yeah, they're big
I'm
club.
saying
It's a joke.
better run club than us, but they're not bigger than us.
Yeah, you can't use the word bigger, man.
They're a better
It's a
run
joke.
club than us, yes, in terms of the way how they do their transfer business.
What?
I have to put my hands up to Brendan Rodgers and the owners to say that we should be taking example out of their books in regards to the way that they've handled their transfer businesses over the years. They've lost all their key players, but they've managed to buy adequate players who are more than capable of filling the boot, and they're challenging for the top 4 position season after season, where we are just declining as a club. So right now,
I've got a question. Egal, are Aston Villa a big club?
What do you mean by that?
Like,
Aston
are
Villa are
Aston
not
Villa
a
a big?
They're a good
Aston
club, not a big
Villa-
club, man. You can't.
No.
You got a different
Aston
club.
Villa-
Let Egal answer, bro.
Aston Villa are historically known as a good club, but they currently are running themselves better, but they are not a big club because they have declined. They have declined from being in the Premier League consistently and winning things and being in Champions Leagues to being irrelevant, being in the Championship, coming back to now recently over the past 2 years and being what, mid-table?
That's the path that Arsenal are going on right now, Egal.
But you are absolutely
Long way to go.
You are absolutely going so extreme
Yeah,
to a
it's
level
true.
that is not
Bro.
normal.
A team
You're
that's
talking,
championship, man.
you're talking like
you've just said Aston Villa.
you're
went from the
talking
top
like we no. You're
and
talking
they
like
decreased, right? That's
you're
exactly what
talking
Arsenal are
like
doing.
no. You're talking like Arsenal Football Club has gone to utter irrelevance and has gone relegated, and every single player in the team is utter shite and is second-level Championship players. You are not speaking like a sane person. You're acting like this is over the top.
I think because of his hair about the transfers, innit? So I don't blame him.
This is over the top. This is so over the top. It's cringy.
Egal. You've just said it, bro. You've just said Villa are not a big club. Yes, they are. They're a big club. By your logic that you just used to try and tell me that Arsenal.
When was the last time they won a title, bro?
What the hell is this guy on?
Yeah.
I just
When was
told
the last
you
time
by your
Arsenal won a
logic,
title?
Leipzig. I told you by your logic, Leipzig are bigger than Arsenal. You said no, that's not what I'm saying. And then you try to use the same analogy on me.
I didn't. I actually said that yes, right now Leipzig are moving like a big club than Arsenal. That's what I said. Yeah.
They're actually not.
So then by your logic, Nottingham and Forest are bigger than Arsenal. Get the hell out of here, bro.
Well, no, Egal. Well, how by my logic are Nottingham Forest bigger than Arsenal?
No, because you're saying the same shit rhetoric that Chelsea fans talk about Champions League.
No, Egal. No, let me explain that because what you've just said is completely false.
This has gone away from transfer talk.
The logic and
absolutely gone away from transfer
because
talk.
Leicester are moving and acting bigger than Arsenal. Right now, they're a bigger club. You've just said that by my logic that I'm saying Nottingham Forest are bigger than Arsenal. That makes sense.
You said acting, bro.
Listen,
that makes sense.
You've gone through a rabbit hole.
So
you've
my
gone through a
logic,
rabbit hole.
You
decline to hear logic. You decline to hear logic. Let's just move back.
Egal, I'd argue that you are, but I mean, I'm not going to argue anymore.
Whatever. You say what
nah,
you
there's
say.
difference. When you say acting, you say acting like a bigger club. Yo, guys, one second.
Brother, at the moment, listen, BK, brother, at the moment, Leicester is better than Arsenal.
Say acting. You know what acting's called? When you're acting, they're acting right
at the moment.
You can't say a big club.
Okay, guys, done.
Let's move on, man. Let's wash conversation.
Bernardo Silva has been identified as an alternative to James Maddison by the Mirror. They reported this over the past couple of days. They've been talking about James Maddison's deal could be costing around 70 million for Arsenal. Arsenal were looking at an alternative. The midfielder from Man City has become available, and he would possibly be going for less than the 70 million that James Maddison would cost. And this has turned out to be an alternative that is already in the Premier League proven midfielder, plays predominantly on the right wing, but is also considered a 10. So let's talk about this now. What do you guys think for a possible James Maddison replacement or alternative? Would Bernardo Silva be your first choice? Would you accept it? And do you guys think this is even a good move overall? No. Would you prefer him over James Maddison? What do you think? I'll start with Melina.
You know what? I do think this is a good move. However, I don't see it happening. And I think, I don't see Bernardo Silva wanting to come to Arsenal. I think Maddison is a better prospect in terms of age, in terms of ability, and in terms of, bringing in that creativity we need and a goal-scoring threat. To me, Bernardo Silva links are legitimate. I believe them. However, I don't see us actually putting a bid on the table and doing business with him. I prefer Maddison in that sense, because Bernardo Silva's age is something that you have to take into account.
Okay. Aslan.
Yeah, for me, I don't want Bernardo Silva. Look, I mean, you can't deny he's a talented footballer, but like he's a left footer. I don't feel we need a left footer. For me, yeah, I would have James Maddison over Silva for this summer window. So, yeah, James Maddison for me, not Silva.
Okay. Muhtin.
Yeah, bro. For me, I believe Bernardo Silva is better than James Maddison, but for our team, Maddison will suit us, and also he's 2 years he's 2 years younger than Bernardo. So yeah, James Maddison, yeah, for me. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go to you, Anthony.
I'll take both. Damn, I'll take him on the wing, Bernardo on the wing, and take Maddison all day, every day. Why can't we have both? Sorry, I'm being greedy there, but
what about Saka, Pepe? What about Smith Rowe? Where are they all gonna play?
Oh, Smith Rowe Smith Rowe can play on the, Smith Rowe could play on the wing like he did last season with Odegaard. Saka, obviously he'll have that number, he'll have that slot down on the right hand side. Pepe either on the left or the right, back up for Saka, and play Bernardo on the left or swap them around. Saka on the left, Bernardo on the right. You know what I'm saying? Saka's versatile, but even if we got Maddison, we'll still rotate with Maddison number 10 and either Smith Rowe on the left like he did with Maddison as well. That's the thing with this manager. He's so transparent. I could see what's going on before it happened. So, yeah.
There you go. Then I'm gonna go to before I go to Gunnar Express, PK.
Yeah, it's a no. It's a no for me, Bernardo Silva. I think people overrate him because 2 years ago he was having a great season, but he's overrated for me. And plus, he's on a decline while Maddison's going up places. He's gonna go up. Maddison's gonna move up. Plus, in terms of style, if you watch their style, Bernardo Silva just even as a winger, he's not even good enough as a winger. Like he doesn't. If you check his goals and assists, he doesn't really drop 10 goals. He's at City, and even Sterling was having a bad season, he was still getting 15 goals. Bernardo Silva doesn't even get 10 goals, like in the Premier League, And plus, I haven't really he hasn't really played on a cam moment as well. He's always on a wing. I don't want him, to be honest. I think he's overrated. Plus, he's won everything. He's won all Premier League titles, so I don't think he's that hungry. There's a reason why Pep is not reigning at the moment. Oh.
Okay. Gunnar Express?
Yeah, I'd take him over Maddison. He's going to be cheaper. And first of all, I don't know why we're prioritising the number 10 as the main area. It's obvious that this is the main role we want to fill. We've seen today that right back is a major area of concern because Maitland-Niles wasn't great there. Bellerin. Chambers hasn't been great, and Cedric as well. Obviously, he's not rated by the manager. So we need a right back. We need a backup goalkeeper because we still have Runarsson. So if Leno gets injured or has a really bad run of games, a man like Runarsson's back in goal. As long as it isn't Ramsdale, I'm not bothered who it is, but it should not be Ramsdale. I still think we need a centre midfielder. I still don't think Xhaka's going to be good enough throughout the season. I also think Partey will be injury prone. It seems that that's going to be his time at Arsenal, unfortunately. So we need another good starting midfielder. I know Lokonga's coming through, but the Premier League's different gravy. We haven't seen him in the Premier yet, so I wouldn't take the risk. I still think we need a Grimares or someone like that. And then I don't think chance creation is the major issue right now. It's definitely an issue, but the issue to me seems that we can't finish the chances. Because again, today we saw it. We created a lot of chances. Smith Rowe, Pepe, all chances. We did, bro. We hit the bar. We had so many opportunities to score, and no one's taking those opportunities, man. We were dominating the game for a lot of it. We're in their half for a lot of the game, even up to their box for a lot of it. We just can't score. We don't have the players to score right now. Lacazette, he never gets in positions to help score because that's not his job, or as much anyway. Aubameyang's being Aubameyang. You know, he's not doing good enough. Martinelli, for me, should start up front, but I don't think he will. And obviously, he's going to have to come back from the Olympics. So for me, I've been banging on saying that we don't need a striker yet, but I'd argue that maybe we do, because we need someone who can score goals, man. And right now, we're not scoring goals.
Guys, a picture just surfaced on the internet. Joe Willock is at Newcastle.
Well, we knew that was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
The rumours came out yesterday, and obviously even today, this morning, the rumours started from last night that was going to happen. You know, by the end of the day, we did say that in regards to Joe Willock. That
do you want to see the picture?
Go on.
Oh man, I'm just going to do this quickly. So it looks like the deal's done, ladies and gentlemen. Aslan, the deal's done, bro.
Yeah, I know Aslan's not happy. Yeah. But we knew that this was going to happen anyway, that he was going to go to Newcastle. You know, he wants to play football. And
does anybody know the details? Is it
22,
a loan or is it a sale?
22 to 25 million guarantee.
He still might not be in Newcastle, bro. That could be fake. Like, you can put any location on Instagram.
That's the rumor.
Still could be in
London. Yeah, but again, like, when was this photo taken? Was this photo taken when he was on loan? Do you know what I mean?
58 minutes ago, bro.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it could have been taken while he was on loan.
Bro, what I'm trying to say is when one sec, bro. What I'm trying to say, Egal, is that when he was on loan for 6 months at Newcastle, this picture could have been taken then, and with all the news and links and rumors that's going on the interwebs, that one photo like this, as soon as it gets traction, people just run with it. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but Aslan, you have to understand, that he wasn't even in the game today. He wasn't.
And I was reading his post-match quotes on what Arteta was saying about Joe Willock. You know, saying that we will speak more when we need to let you know.
Why does it look Photoshop? Because the hand is white?
I'm not gonna. No, not even that. His face just doesn't look natural, bro. Like, it doesn't look like it's in a natural position. But I mean, it could be wrong in it. Like, I'm not a Photoshop genius or anything, so don't take my word.
But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not surprised if it happens, because over the past few weeks, all the reports and links and rumors have been suggesting that it is going to happen, and so I'm not surprised that it is happening, but it shouldn't have been the first one to happen, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute everybody. Go on to the next story, and then you can unmute yourself whenever you're ready to speak. The next story is how do you pronounce this guy's name? Dusan
Vlahovic.
Dusan Vlahovic is most likely destined to join Spurs at the moment. It looks like he will be joining Spurs this summer. If Harry Kane is sold, he will be one of the strikers that they purchased to bring in to replace Harry Kane. He is a tall, physical, fast striker who has many skill sets, and at one point this preseason scored 7 goals in 11-0 win, and it looks like he's one of the targets for Tottenham. In addition to Tottenham possibly also getting in front of Arsenal in replacing Harry Kane, or even having him play with Harry Kane in Lautaro Martinez. Tottenham have supposedly agreed a £60 million deal with Inter in regards to purchase Lautaro Martinez. They have not agreed personal terms with the player. Arsenal still have the inside on this deal, but Tottenham agreeing the fee with Inter. If the player agrees personal terms with Tottenham, it's done. He's going to Tottenham. That would mean Arsenal would miss out on the player, and this would be another player this window, which we've missed out on. And I personally just don't like the sanity of our own fan base, how this would happen. Like, if this happens, it's gonna be a situation where we couldn't believe that we would even be in for him, to now him going to our rivals. It would just be disgusting. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw it to you guys. The details are Fabrizio Romano said that he's still unlikely to leave Inter because Lukaku's leaving. They don't see how they're gonna sell both. He's happy to stay at Inter, but if this deal does happen, Tottenham are currently in the race ahead of Arsenal. They're looking to hijack the deal. What are you guys saying? I'll let you go first, Melina.
I was never confident Lautaro Martinez will come to us in the first place. The Spurs deal looks close, but again, let's see and wait for more reliable sources to come out. The Vlahovic situation, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm just hoping that we get Maddison at this point, and the Bruno Guimaraes links to me look stronger than the Vlahovic links. Lautaro Martinez situation, if we lose him to Spurs, that comes down to Edu and Richard Garlick to me, and that doesn't fall on Arteta. That's something we have to say, because Arteta, I don't think he had anything to do with that. Realistically, I'll say that's Edu's fault. And if we got Lautaro Martinez, that would have been a great improvement to our squad depth and what we need. But you know what? I didn't see it was going to happen in the first place. Therefore, I'm not as disappointed if he goes to Spurs.
Dean? Dean, you there?
Yeah, bro. You say you're talking about Martinez or Vlahovic?
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, for me, I actually believe this guy Vlahovic is better than Martinez. For me, last season Lukaku was helping Martinez a lot. So if we sign Vlahovic, I'll be very happy. He's young and he will improve our team. And yeah, for me, I will be very happy if we get him. To be honest, man, but I don't think we will get him. Knowing Arsenal.
Okay. Azan.
Yeah, look, I mean, for me, I do like both Martinez and Vlahovic, and if I had to choose out of the two, I would go for Vlahovic, to be honest.
Looks like we're not going to get neither.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, if it doesn't happen, I would only be fine with it if we address all the positions that we need to address. And, but if this does flop and we don't address the positions, then I would be even more annoyed, because, again, why is the club allowing these type of rumors to get traction or to carry on for a couple of weeks? Why? Because we saw it with the Emil. Because look, when I pointed out the announcement between the 2-week gap between the announcement of Arthur Okonkwo and then Smith Rowe, and within that time frame, there was all this talk about Aston Villa potentially coming in for Smith Rowe. That was the club's doing. Yeah. If the club made the announcement when they made the announcement of Okonkwo, none of that would have happened. So again, look, I don't care who they get. For me, I don't care about the players who they get, bro. For me, it's all about the positions that need to be addressed. Yeah. Look, I would like either or. But if we lose out on them, I don't care, as long as the midfield, right back, and goalkeeper are done. That's what I've mentioned on how many streams now, and I still stick to that.
Okay. I'm gonna throw it over to you, PK. Oh, sorry, Anthony's first. Anthony.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna burst Tottenham's bubble here. He's not going to Spurs. Fabrizio Romano came out today with a tweet that Spurs have been interested in for the past several days. They made contact. He's happy at Inter Milan. And there's another report again that came out today saying they're happy at Inter Milan. So any Spurs fans who are listening in the chat or the live stream, sorry to burst your bubble, but that ain't happening. For us, even if Fiorentina striker, I don't think he's. I think that's another PR rubbish. You know, I don't think that's happening. You know, we can't even get rid of Lacazette. So how are we going to bring in another striker if we're not going to get rid of Lacazette? It doesn't make no sense. So I'm not entertaining it. Martinez, as much as I'd love him to come, if he's happy to say Inter, you know, regardless of the fact what's Inter getting for at the present moment with their owners and the power struggle between Inters and Steven Gerrard. It is what it is at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather us get our midfielders in, get a keeper, not Ramsdale. Onana, 6 million, just putting it out there. If any of the Arsenal board are listening to this, probably not, but I'd rather go for Onana than Ramsdale, who's going to cost them an excess of 30 million. Apparently, we're supposed to be putting a bid for him this next week. So I'd rather us focus on other areas before we go for a striker. A striker is the last thing on our mind. We need to focus on the midfield, the right back, and the goalkeeping position. So as long as we can focus on them first, anything else is a bonus, you know what I'm saying? But time is ticking, and this manager's time is soon enough running out.
PK, you can go next.
Yeah, for me, Martinez would be a good signing, but I think it's just like a big name in it. You know, I'd rather take the risk with the Dusan guy. He looks good. Couple people that watch Serie A told me he's good, and from a bit of I've seen, I ain't watched him, but I've seen like his goals of highlights. He looks good. He can header the ball, and nowadays football has kind of changed because every team put a lot of crosses in. At Arsenal, Kieran Trippier puts a lot of crosses in, so I think we need a striker that can header. Like Aubameyang and Lacazette can header. So if we want to get a striker, even though I think it's that last on the list for me, a striker is the last on the list. So I would have went for a guy that can header. So decent, he can link up the play, and he's got a little pace as well. But I wouldn't mind Martinez as well. But with the Spurs thing, I think there's a high chance that he might go to Spurs. You know why? Because no offense, but these South Americans, they do love money in it. So even though he won Copa America and he won Serie A, they care about money a lot. Like literally, they will put anything, money over everything there in Korea, especially South Americans. So there's a chance of him going to Spurs.
Gunnar Express, I would throw it over to you, but you don't think we're getting him anyways, right? Where is he at? Gunnar Express, you there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm here. Yeah, so on Vlahovic and Martinez, I would rather have Vlahovic. I'll say why, because I think Martinez is a good goal scorer, but I think Vlahovic is a bit more like clinical, as in at Fiorentina, he's seen, you know, he's been in more goal scoring positions because that's kind of how he's meant to play. He's their main goal scorer. Whereas Martinez, yes, he can score goals, but he was more meant to like back up Lukaku and be a bit more of like a false nine. So I think in terms of transitioning to Arsenal, where we need someone to come in and score 20, 30 goals, Vlahovic is probably more like inclined to doing that. So I'd rather have him. He's probably going to be a bit cheaper as well. Dealing with Fiorentina probably won't be too hard because they're not in Europe as well. So, you know, it's not like he's not downgrading to say, but it's not like, you know, he's upgrading. Like you said earlier, you know, he's taken a step up in his career by coming to Arsenal or even Tottenham if he was to go there. So I'd rather have him, but I don't think we're going to get either. I think we're going to focus more on that number 10, whether it be Silva or Maddison or whoever. And then I kind of agree with like Aslan and what Anthony was saying. We need that right back and goalkeeper and midfielder role. We need those three positions. So I don't really care what we do as long as those three positions are filled. Then we can go and get a striker or a cam as well. But for me, right back, backup goalkeeper, and central midfielder need to be done, bro. So as long as they get done, anything else is like an added extra, essentially.
People, honestly, I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep well last night. That's why I look like I'm half dead. Big up to everybody who's come on, all the guests, all the special guests, everyone it's their first time. PK, you've been here before, but I haven't seen you on in a while. Melina, thank you for coming on. Aslan, Mahdeen, Anthony, first debut. Before we go anywhere, Anthony, I just need to ask you, how did you become an Arsenal fan?
Oh, that was easy. I don't know if I'm an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
You know, it was years ago. I saw my very first team play on. I saw them play on TV, and you know, I love the banana kit that they had back in the day, what they wore, and you know, I started to learn about the history about Arsenal, about what they can, you know, about Arsenal, who they are as a team, and you know, fell in love with the team. Went to see a couple of games at Highbury. You know, and yeah, you know, I think the game that actually stood out for me was when we won the Coca-Cola Cup final against Sheffield Wednesday. That was a joyous moment, boy. With that game that we won, lifting the Coca-Cola Cup, and obviously Paul Merson, like an idiot, throwing up Stephen Moore and didn't catch him and broke his arm. You know what I'm saying? So
Crazy. All right. Gunner Express.
Yeah.
Bro, this is your time to shine. Tell us why we should sack our Tottenham.
Sorry, guys.
I think he needs a separate stream for that.